Hey guys, this is Fred from Pretty Fly Games, and this is episode 9 of how to build an online first-person shooter using Unity and Photon Fusion. In this episode we're going to go through how you can add variations to your characters by replacing the heads, arms and bodies of your characters, which is then synchronized over the network. So we already have our prefab, our player, and this player, if we open it up, is these models that we have from K, and the animations are already not connected to the physical model. So if we look at, we have the body here, but under it we have actually the model of the body. So if we disable it, we can see that the body disappears. And the same thing for the arms or the head. So not the main head here, which doesn't have any model connected to it, but rather this is the model. So we are going to develop a system that replaces the head or the arm or the body and gives the player the ability to make these changes on their own. In the initial version, we're just going to do sort of a random version where the different body parts are replaced randomly. So if we go out and we don't have to save this, we need to prepare a few things. So first of all, we need to set up the different body parts so we can replace them. And we are going to load them from resources so that we can dynamically add more body parts as we see fit. So we'll add a folder called body parts, and we will segment the different body parts into different parts. So let's create a folder called bodies, and then we'll have another called heads, and then let's make it one for left arms. Oops, not show in Explorer, sorry. Create folder left arms, and then right arms. There we go. And then we need to prepare our models. So let's have a look at our character, and here we have the different characters. We have the archer, the mage, etc. But let's start with our warrior. Let's take the regular warrior here. And so here we have the model for that, which is great. And what we want to do is divide it into its different parts. So let's open our body parts here. And what we will do is we will right click, select prefab, unpack completely. So now we have the different parts individually. So what we will do is we'll take our character, skeleton warrior, drag it to heads. And then we have our arm right. So let's drag that to right arms. And place it in the right place, right arms, and left. And then we have this main part, which is the body, but let's get rid of this other parts, otherwise we're gonna get the full thing. So let's drag in that in there. So now we have one version of the setup. So we have body, head and arm, and the other arm. So let's do that for another model, and I mean, I showed you how to do this, so I will just quickly do all of them. So I'll come back in a little bit. Alright, there we go. So now we have a bunch of bodies, and I actually added a few more packs, and I went a bit crazy with the different heads, but that's because they are so cool. So now we have set up our resources with the body parts, and they will be dynamically loaded from these folders. Then we will need to create a script that handles this and synchronizes this information over the network, what the player is which parts are being used by the player. So let's go into network, let's create a new C# script, call it character outfit handler. And let's open that in Visual Studio. So we can get rid of the update function because that won't be needed, and then we change our character outfit handler to be a network behavior instead, which now adds this using Fusion. And then we need to as well add link, because we will do some sorting later on. And then we need to create some input variables. So we will create a header called character parts, and then add a few game objects. So we need to be able to take in the player's head, the player's body, right arm and left arm. So those are the parts that will be replaced later on. And then to be able to replace them, we need to actually retrieve them somewhere. And we will create a list of the different prefabs that we have. So we'll create one list for the heads, one for the bodies, left arms, right arms. Perfect. And what we will do then is when we are starting up, so let's actually do this in awake, void awake. And what we want to do is we want to load all of our heads first. So let's start that. And oops, my comment didn't. So we will load all of the heads from resources, load all game objects that is placed in the body parts heads folder. And we will change it to a list so we get it in here. And what we want to do, or we want to make sure that this list is ordered. So we will sort it in the name order, and this is important to make sure that it's done exactly the same on all clients, because we will be using an index, so to share what outfit somebody is wearing. But we'll come into that later. So let's do the same thing for all the different body parts. Alright, perfect. So now we have our lists with the different body parts. Then we need to create a helper function that will actually replace these body parts. So let's create a new function. And it's going to be called replace body part. And it will return a game object, and it takes in the current body part and the prefab of the new body part. So the first thing that we will do in this is that we will instantiate a copy of our new body part. We will place it on the position of the old body part and with the rotation of the old body part. Then we will set the parent of the new body part to the same as the parent of our current body part. And then we will make sure that this body part has the same rendering layers that the previous one had. So we'll take in our new body part and we will use the layers from the old body part. Then we will get rid of our old body part, destroy current body part, so it will be destroyed. And then this function will return the new body part. New part. Okay, so that's step one. Now we have our helper function that can do that. Now we want to replace all of the parts in the model or in the character. So replace body parts. So we will start by replacing the head. And what we need to be able to replace the head is a way of determining which head are we going to use. And here is where our sort of networking comes into play. So we need to be able to synchronize what body parts is used across the network so that it looks the same on all clients and hosts, the host. So that's why we will need to network this part. And what we will do to make it easier to manage is that instead of using one variable for the head networked and one for the body, we're going to use something called an iNetwork struct. So it's a way of structuring your data. Alright, so we'll call it network outfit, and it's going to be a iNetwork struct. And we'll take we'll add a few variables, public byte head prefab ID, body prefab ID, left arm prefab ID, and right arm prefab ID. And we're using a byte because the array can't be negative anyway, so it starts from 0 to well, 255, which is more than enough. We won't need any additional ones. And then we need a network variable to handle this network struct. So let's create a network variable. So it's going to be called network, or actually network outfit, and it is the network outfit struct that we created here. And then we're going to have a method called onChange, and if the outfit is changed, then this is going to be triggered. So now we'll go back into our replace body parts code again, and we can continue now. So the first part that we're going to do is we're going to replace our head. So we'll take the player head and we'll use our helper function, and we'll feed it in with our current player head and the prefab that we want to use, which is going to be our networked outfit player or head prefab ID. And we'll assign it to the player head. So that's going to be replaced. And then we do the same thing for all of the other body parts. Okay, perfect. So this is all fine. It will work locally, but it won't be well triggered by the network so far. So what we need to do is we need to add our onChanged code here, on outfit changed. So whenever something in the struct is changing, then it's going to trigger our onOutfit change function. So we need to add that. And we do it the same way as we have done with the other network variables. So we need to create a static onOutfit changed, which is going to be our character outfit handler changed. And then we need to call our non-static function so we can actually access the values and do things. So we'll add our function for that, private onOutfit changed, and it will call the replaced body parts. And remember that when we are running in host client mode, it means that the only entity that can change our network outfit is going to be the host. So a client can't just go in here and change this value, because it will just be changed back by the host again. So for a client to be able to tell the host that, hey, I've actually changed my outfit here, I want to use something else, it needs to communicate this with an RPC. So we will add an RPC call so that we can instruct the host that something has changed. So let's add this here. And it will be a RPC source. It will come from the input authority, because you need input authority on your object to be able to change things on it. And it will target the state authority, so it means that only the state authority will receive this. And we'll call it RPC underscore request outfit change. And in it we will feed our new network outfit, the struct that we had before. And we would just add a debug line so we know that it's happening. Received RPC request from player, head ID, and well, we can feed in all the other body parts, but we'll just leave it at with the head ID for now. And what we will do then is we will change the network variable that we have, the network outfit, into new network outfit, and that will cause a change to happen in our variable, which will trigger our onOutfit change. Okay, so that's all good. Now we want to be able to actually test this, so to see that it actually works. So when we are starting up, we are just going to pick a random outfit. So we'll create an new outfit and we'll base it on our network outfit. And we can actually do a new network outfit, but it doesn't matter. We can do it this way as well. So then we get a copy of whatever is in here and put it in there. Great. Then we are going to pick some random outfits. So what we will do is we will take our head prefabs, and we will take a random number between 0 and well, the size of it, and it does not include the maximum, so it's exclusive, so we don't have to put a -1 or anything. And then we change it into a byte. So let's do that for all the other parts. And then we will do our RPC call, and we will just check that, okay, do we have input authority of this object? If we do, then we can request our change. If we don't have this line, it's actually going to spit out some errors, because it's going to be called on all the clients, and even if you don't have authority or input authority of the object, is going to be called, and there's going to be a warning saying that okay, you can't actually do that. So let's check that before we call this, so we can avoid that error. Okay, perfect. So let's save this and try it and see what happens. So then we need to go into our prefab, and let's open our player, network player. And then we need to add our character outfit handler. There we go. And we need to add our different components. Now we need to be a little bit careful here. So the player head is not the main root object, because then we're going to mess up our animations if we destroy this. It's actually this part, the one below it. So let's drag in our character head. And the body is the same thing. It's not that one, it's this one. And then we have left arm, which is this, there, and right arm, which is that one. There we go. And let's save our prefab and exit and take it for a spin. So now we're waiting to connect, and here we go. Now we're in the game world, and let's have a look at our player, how it actually looks. So we got well, the player with the bear head and the skeleton body with I think the skeleton archer maybe as the arm, or is it, yeah, I don't know, whichever it is. So let's bring in a few clients, and let's have a look that it actually works in networking as well. So here's one client, and let's wait for it to connect, and there we are. So if we run up to our little skeleton warrior, or skeleton broken warrior, or maybe it's not warrior. Anyway, as we can see that, okay, here we are seeing the skeleton warrior, and the skeleton warrior is seeing me. So that's good. And if I shoot the host, then it works. But if I actually shoot this one, it does not work properly, because we need to change how the HP manager is changing the color of the renderers. So that's a tiny thing that we need to adjust. So let's stop this and go back into our, well, into Unity. Then let's go into project and scripts and open our HP handler in Visual Studio. And so here is our code for actually fetching our mesh renderers. So the problem with this is it's being run once in start, and as we are destroying these game objects later on, they are no longer going to exist when we are trying to, well, change their colors. So we need to create a function out of this that we can call instead. So let's create a new function, and we'll make it a public function, and we'll call it update reset mesh renderers, and then we'll just take our code here and we will move it in there, and then we will call reset renders instead. And the only thing that we need to take care of now is that we are adding to our list here of flash mesh renderers, and that will continuously grow and contain things that no longer exist because they are destroyed. So we need to clear them out. So let's do flash mesh renderers and delete, and actually we don't need to do it twice. I'm not sure why I added that. We need to do it once. So let's just clear that list because it's just one list, and that's it. So what we need to do is, once we have changed our outfit here in our character outfit handler, so we have replaced our body parts, so then we are done with that. So what we want to do is we want to call that. So let's get component, and it's going to be the HP handler, and then we'll call our new function reset mesh renderers. So that's going to fix our flashing problem. So let's save that and go back into Unity. And this time we're going to join an existing game, so I'm not going to be the host. So let's go into our main menu so we can fire up our finding of existing game sessions. Alright, so we'll find a game, and here we have a cool game going on, so let's join that. Alright, and now we're joined, and here we have our cool, well, different players. So we have Mehdi, Teddy, Freddy. They have similar heads but different bodies, and Steady. And we can shoot them, so when we're hitting somebody they are as well flashing. So now it actually works with assigning a random head and body and the left and right arm, and yeah, shooting as well. I'd like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. It helps us with every single contribution that we can get. So please consider supporting us on Patreon. The link is in the description. This concludes this episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and the bell to get a notification when the next video is out.